Manchester United 0, Wolves 1. Where do I start? Absolutely shocking. The biggest problem that we have right now, I think, is accountability of players. I said it against Newcastle, get away with it against Burnley, and people in the comments were saying to me, Flex, oh, we just won, even though I could see it wasn't right. No, where is the intensity? Wolves have come in and played us off the park completely with ease. And actually, big up the Wolves, because I tell you what, they should have won by more. They were in cruise control from minute 1 right to the end of the game. But the players, I'll get to Ralf Rangnick, I'll get to the system, I'll get to the decisions made with the substitutes. But the players right now are absolutely abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. There's only so much we can change managers. There's only so much we can buy this player. There's only so much we can buy that player before you start to question the players on the pitch and say, are you given enough? Are you given enough? People talk about criticism that players can't take and all of that. I don't care. I don't care anymore, because what I'm seeing there is not a reflection of what a Manchester United team should look like. We have to call it out. You have to call a spade a spade. Ronaldo, shocking. Coming short every time. Losing it, sometimes just setting it back, passing backwards. I looked at Ralf Rangnick lead the line properly. I looked at Ralf Rangnick linking up with his team. I looked at Ralf Rangnick looking after the ball, putting his body about and working hard. I'm not just going to pick on Ronaldo. Cavani wasn't in the game, couldn't get the ball to him. Yes, he tried. Jadon Sancho, nervous, shy, timid, making the wrong decisions. Mason Greenwood, little bit of a bright spark. I tell you what, we had Phil Jones starting today, and that was the biggest talking point before the game. People worrying about Phil Jones. Listen, mate, he was the best player on the fucking pitch. I don't even want to be swearing out here this early in the season. I don't, but you know that's the least of our worries. If anything, Phil Jones should start over Maguire in the next game with the performance that he put in today. Him and David De Gea and Rafael Varane to a certain extent, the only players who can, hold their heads high. The fullbacks, whether it's Telles and Dalot, who didn't play today, or whether it's Luke Shaw or Wan-Bissaka, not good enough, not at it. No, it's a basic ask from a football player to put this intensity. And Ralf Rangnick's starting to look a little bit silly, and I'll tell you why. Not because I'm being unrealistic and it's too early and I expect loads of changes, but in every single interview, what are his key words? What are his key buzzwords that he keeps banging on about? And rightly so. Control, intensity, balance, physicality. Those 4 key words. I've not seen anything near it. Balance, intensity, physicality, control. Have you seen that? It's almost like the players are deliberately not putting in those types of words, those key performances aspects of their performance. They're not putting it in. The runs off the ball, absolutely shocking. The movement, McTominay and Matic in midfield, bad, poor. Fred left out today. No energy in midfield. Nothing. Honestly, it looks like we're going backwards. Listen, football can change very, very quickly. But you have to go off on what we just seen. When we do these type of things, when we talk to fans after the games, yes, all we can talk about is what we've just seen. I'm not saying this is going to continue for the whole season, and I'm not saying that it can't be turned around. I think that's too hasty. And I'm definitely not saying that top 4 is over. But if you take a step back and look at where we could potentially be if we keep playing like that, it looks bleak. It looks really, really bleak. I looked at the formation, and yes, I think Ralf Rangnick wants to do this and wants to do that and don't, stick to your principles. I couldn't give a shit about the gegenpress right now. I'm looking at us, we're too narrow. We've got players who want to be out wide, and especially when we play against wing backs. Like how many times I said it in a preview. I said it to Marcel yesterday, and you guys. I said it on Sky Sports flipping this morning. The wing backs of Wolves is going to be really, really difficult. We can see that they would have worked on that. Semedo and Marcao, I think his name was, and Marcel was on the other side, left wing back, penning us in. You had Jadon Sancho tucked right in next to Greenwood, and all that was happening is Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw were marking Podence and Trincao and going with those guys, and then you had Greenwood and Sancho. Sancho was trying to go on Kilman, and Greenwood was trying to go to Saiss, and Cody was just left there. And then that just went the fullback. Semedo said, thank you, easy, I'm off. Marcel down the other side, I'm off. You had João Moutinho and Neves absolutely bossing it. Why? Because their system protected them. Podence, Saeed said Prudence was playing like Hazard. Very good player, might I add, Daniel Prudence. Very good player. Trincao the same. The way that Jimenez looked after the ball and how he looked, he held the ball for his team to be able to get involved. He was the link man. He was the main man in there. You have to look at it. Is what Ronaldo's doing, is it hurting us? The movement is consistently shocking. Rashford comes off the bench. Appalling. He will know that. He will know that himself. Basics of football. Wan-Bissaka again, kicking the ball out of, I don't even want to swear, kicking the ball out of play. Yes, defensively done some decent things in some decent moments, but just not good enough. Luke Shaw, no overlap, no drive. It almost looks like these players are, this is going to sound really crazy, it almost looks like these players are trying to get Ralf sacked. People talk about a rebuild and starting again. And it's like, you can't buy Sancho, Varane and Ronaldo and go backwards. And that's what we've done, essentially. That's what we've done. We were going backwards under Ollie, and we haven't really taken major strides forward. I mean, yes, you can excuse it when you get, luckily, on the other end of the result and it's positive. To win 1-0 against Palace. I'm fed up of hearing about that first 30 minutes against Palace. Couldn't give a shit about it anymore. We've played crap ever since. But the performances haven't been there, but the result was there. You then go to Norwich. You scrape by. Really lucky. Didn't deserve it. Penalty to Ronaldo. Then you go to Newcastle. Again, coulda, woulda, shoulda lost, potentially. You then put in a decent first half against Burnley and score kind of some free quick fire goals, and then it dwindles out. Then what happens when you play against a good team, an organised team, a team that know what they're doing, a team of good quality up front who can punish you? That's what happened. That's what happens. And we got what we deserved. It's going to be it's going to be a long, tough slog for top four. Absolutely convinced of it. I look at the likes of Arsenal. I look at the likes of, Chelsea, how they came back against City. There's stuff in there. There's stuff in the tank. The players are still playing for the manager. The players are well drilled. I look at Spurs. Weren't great against Watford, still managed to see it out, not conceding stupid goals. Look at us, we're a mess. You got to call a spade a spade. We are a mess because players aren't doing the basics right. I don't think the formation suits the players as well. They're not adapting quick enough. They look lost, they look scared, they look shy, they look nervous. All of these negative adjectives, the list could go on. It's so bad at the moment. And for all the hype that we do as United fans, and we get excited and, we want things to change, we always end up back at square one. I don't know any other team, club, fan base, whatever, that we can look at certain things changing and get up on the front foot and think, look, good, yeah, look, and end up back here. Do you know what? I fought tooth and nail against Robbie when we done that preview for Arsenal, and Robbie said, just calm down, everyone's getting excited. I feel like an idiot. He'll probably look at this. I know, but I'm not too big to admit it. We do get carried away. We do. But I do think that we're right to expect big things from these set of players. We're right to do that. And I will stand here and look like an idiot when someone said you should have calmed down, I told you so. Because you know what? I want to believe in them players. I know them players are better than what I'm seeing. Those players know they're better than that. We're not even doing the basics right. So I will continue to back them when things look like they're going to be on the up. But at the same time, they make it really difficult to do that. Because the level of performance has been so bad. And so long as they stop doing the basics right, which is what's happening, we're going to lose football matches. We're going to get dominated by teams. We're still not going to get this intent. Where the hell is this press, this intensity? Where is it? Some people were saying in there that it was better off with Ollie, with freestyle. At least someone would make a run and a little bit of flash of brilliance would happen. Now it looks like they've gone from being not coached to over-coached, where they're like robots, static, not knowing what to do, thinking about things too much, or can't be asked. One or the other. Shout out to Phil Jones. Shout out to David De Gea and Varane. Phil Jones with 2 years out. That was a good moment for him to be able to play. Obviously a shocking result, but he held his own today, and he was actually one of the best players, the best player on the pitch. That says everything about where we are right now in this moment. Let me know your thoughts on the game. Surely there's got to be maybe some positivity from someone out there, maybe saying, listen, it will come, but I can't see it. I know I don't want to be too hasty. That 4-2-2 formation, forget about it. Don't suit the players we got. I can see it already. I'll be very surprised if it clicks with that, and I'll have to stand corrected. But as of now, I'm looking at Sancho, who looks really uncomfortable. I'm looking at Greenwood, who's playing too far inside. We're getting done by the fullbacks. It was the same against Norwich when their fullbacks kept getting out. I think it's Max Aarons and whoever the left back was. They kept getting out. They're too slow to get out there. It doesn't suit Bruno. We've lost his influence because he's a 10 buzzing around the place. Yes, he needs reining in, but by playing in this formation, when there's no running, there's no movement, he's stifled. Ronaldo's becoming a bit of an issue. Cavani's ghosting in games. Fullbacks are poor. There you go. I'm out of it, please.